That's shady. Think Google isn't keeping tabs on your whereabouts just because you told it not to? Yeah, nope. The company is under fire after an AP investigation found it continued to track users even when their location history was turned off. A help page for location tracking tools on the website had previously stated that with location history off, the places you go are no longer stored. But while Google may not be displaying your movements on a timeline, it continues to keep an eye on your every move through services and apps. Google Maps, for example, snapshots your location as soon as you open it. Browser searches and weather updates also save your phone's whereabouts. So is there a way to go off the Google grid? The answer is yes, but it involves diving deep into your settings to find and disable web and app activity. If you're really uncomfortable with having your time and geo-stamped data in the big G's hands, you can manually delete it from the My Activity page. But know that it's tedious and time-consuming. Trust Google to make deleting your data as complicated and confusing as they possibly can. Those are advertising dollars after all. On the bright side, Google has at least updated their help page to be less misleading. It now clarifies that some location data may still be saved due to other services on a device. In this day and age, someone's always watching.
Shoppers beware! Google is tracking you offline too. A new Google tracking program that links shoppers' offline purchases to their web activity is drawing concerns over privacy and data security and has prompted one privacy watchdog to file a federal complaint. With its store sales measurement program, Google claims it can now prove online ads lead directly to in-store purchases. The company used third-party partnerships to obtain access to the debit and credit card records of 70% of American consumers. The transaction data is encrypted and made anonymous using an algorithm that then matches it to users on Google and other Google-owned services. The tech giant did not disclose the formula it uses to supposedly protect consumer data, but insists the information remains safe and private and that advertisers receive only aggregated information. Google claims users can opt out easily by unchecking certain settings, but these settings are confusing and vague, according to the privacy rights group that wants the program investigated. Critics also worry that Google is putting consumers at risk, since even with encryption, the data could be hacked or breached. Facebook knows all your browsing habits. A U.S. judge has dismissed a lawsuit against Facebook that accuses it of tracking users' browsing activities, even after they've logged out of their account, with the judge saying plaintiffs could have kept their online activity private, but chose not to. Websites create small text files known as cookies that are stored in the user's computers. These allow websites to recognize the users and their preferences. Cookies are usually deleted after users leave certain websites. Facebook has promised that cookies are deleted when users log out. However, the site continues to store user data such as account IDs. Facebook also tracks users through third-party websites that feature the Facebook like buttons. When users visit web pages with embedded like buttons, the browser automatically sends information to both Facebook and the server of the web page. Facebook started using web browsing data for interest-based advertising in 2014, which displays ads for products that users have already been looking at in their Facebook feed. Users can choose to opt out of this type of advertising by modifying their account settings.
Some apps might be tracking what you watch on TV. Hundreds of smartphone apps could be tracking their users' television viewing habits. Via a device's microphone, many apps reportedly use advanced automated content recognition software by company Alfonso to listen in on users' television viewing habits. According to the New York Times, Alfonso does this by pinpointing audio signals in television ads or shows. The company tracks this data for advertisers. Alfonso Chief Executive Ashish Choria says users are made aware of the technology and that it complies with federal trade guidelines. The software can also track what films people watch at the cinema based on audio snippets provided to the company from film studios. The company also gathers data from TiVo, televisions, and streaming devices from other manufacturers. This, the Times reports, can be combined with characteristics such as age, sex, and income via large data companies. Big Brother on wheels. You probably know your phone is spying on you, but what you might not realize is that your car is doing it too. Connected cars can track and monitor location, driving habits, fuel usage, and even music preferences and relay this information back to automakers. The data is supposedly meant to update car features and improve safety, and in some cases help law enforcement evaluate accidents or crashes. But it also puts consumers at risk. Location data can be used to infer sensitive information about a person's health, religion, or political affiliation, and a unique profile can be developed with enough data points. With no car privacy rule to regulate them, automakers can partner with data firms and generate revenue when the information is sold to third-party companies. Car companies technically inform customers about the data collection, but they're often buried in lengthy contracts. Despite claims that driver data is not shared without consent, a lack of transparency means customers don't know what happens to their data and how exactly it is used.
China wants to track all cars with RFID chips. People in the Chinese government are probably the only people in the world who read George Orwell's 1984, if they can find a copy, and say, Oceania sounds like a nice place. They have so much freedom. The Chinese Communist Party is planning to track all new cars using RFID chips in a voluntary program that begins on July 1st. That will become mandatory by 2019. According to the Wall Street Journal, China's Ministry of Public Security and the ministry's Traffic Management Research Institute is working on the new tracking system. Chinese officials claim that windshield RFID chips will help the government study and improve congestion, thereby reducing pollution. Officials claim another goal is to help combat the rise of vehicular terrorist attacks. So basically, this is just another surveillance program to keep China's 1.3 billion bees buzzing in perfect oblivious harmony and has nothing to do with cutting down pollution. The system will not be able to locate a car like GPS, and it's unclear how much citizen information will be stored on the chips beyond car color and license plate. Maybe China should just start implanting tracking devices into all of its citizens. Bug and cell tracking firm site leaked real-time information. If you're worried about your phone giving you cancer, here's a cherry on top. Location Smart is a data aggregator and claims it has direct connections to cell carriers to obtain location information from nearby cell towers throughout North America. A bug on its website lets anyone see where a person is located without having to obtain consent. According to ZDNet, the website has a trial page that allows customers to test the accuracy of the system. The page requires explicit consent from the user before location data can be collected by sending a one-time text message. Carnegie Mellon University researcher Robert Xiao found a bug that allowed a person to skip the consent section and jump straight to the location. Xiao said the bug may have exposed almost every cell phone user in North America, around 200 million customers. In a statement from spokesperson Brenda Schaefer, Location Smart confirmed that the vulnerability was not exploited prior to May 16th and did not result in any customer information being obtained without their permission. Well, that's a relief.